So one guy that talks about exponential functions a lot is Elon Musk.
Hmm.
He seems to internalize this kind of way of exponential thinking.
Hmm.
He calls it first principles thinking, sort of the kind of
Yeah.
going to the basics, asking the question, like what were the assumptions of the past? How can we throw them out the window? How can we do this 10x much more efficiently and constantly practicing that process? And also using that kind of thinking to estimate sort of when, create deadlines and estimate when you'll be able to deliver on some of these technologies. Now, it often gets him in trouble because he overestimates, like he doesn't meet the initial estimates of the deadlines,
Hmm.
but he seems to deliver late but deliver.
Right.
And which is
Well,
kind of an interesting, like, what are your thoughts about this whole
well,
way of
no,
thinking?
I think we can all learn from Elon. I think going to first principles, I talked about two ways of getting more of a grip on the exponential function. And one of them just comes from first principles. If you understand the math of it, you can see what's going to happen. And even if it seems counterintuitive that a couple of dozen of COVID cases could become thousands or tens or hundreds of thousands of them in a month, it makes sense once you just do the math. And I think Elon tries to do that a lot. In fairness, I think he also benefits from hanging out in Silicon Valley, and he's experienced it in a lot of different applications. So, it's not as much of a shock to him anymore. But that's something we can all learn from. In my own life, I remember one of my first experiences really seeing it was when I was a grad student, and my advisor asked me to plot the growth of computer power in the U.S. economy in different industries, and there are all these, exponentially growing curves. And I was like, holy shit, look at this. In each industry, it was just taking off. And, you didn't have to be a rocket scientist to extend that and say, wow, this means that this was in the late 80s and early 90s that, if it goes anything like that, we're going to have orders of magnitude more computer power than we did at that time. And of course we do.